Now the wildcard round of the 2024 NFL playoffs are here, but who's moving on to the divisional round? Well, let's go ahead and find out as I'm going to provide mine and David's wildcard round predictions. Alright, kicking things off with the CBS game at 4:30 on Saturday, the Los Angeles Chargers going to Houston to take on the Texans. The Texans limping into this game as they have been struggling as of late especially, and the Chargers coming in white hot. I don't think this is really much of a contest. I am taking the Chargers, but David is taking the Texans. This will be an interesting game to see as the Texans, they did get a little bit of steam last week, but the question is, can they carry that into the playoffs with that home field advantage, or will the overwhelming might of the Chargers just absolutely dominate? Moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers, number 6 seed, going down to Baltimore to take on the Ravens in a heated AFC North divisional round or wildcard round battle. This game going to be an interesting one to watch for many reasons, as this has been a historic rivalry. These two teams split the series in the regular season, and it'll be fun to see. I am taking the Pittsburgh Steelers on this one. I think it's time for the Steelers to win. I don't think they're going to drop 5 straight. David taking the Ravens. Ravens are the better team. Let's be real here. Let's call a spade a spade. The Ravens are the better team. They are more consistent. They are more potent. They are more powerful. The Steelers have been limping, they have been struggling, they have the potential, but they're not capitalizing on it. I think, though, the Steelers end up getting a win just because they are kind of due. They've lost 4 straight. I don't see this team losing 5 straight. Let's be real here. I don't think they're going to drop 5 straight. That's why I'm taking the Steelers, but it would not surprise me one bit if the Ravens do win because they are clearly the better team right now. All right, moving on to Sunday action. We got the Denver Broncos going to Buffalo to take on the Bills. This game going to be a fun one as Mo Picks is going to try to not be Mo Picks. He's going to try to actually be Bo Nix, as the Buffalo Bills are white hot, and they have only been getting hotter as the season moves on. In Buffalo, hard place to play in Orchard Park. I've got the Bills, David's got the Bills, not because we're not trying to discount what the Broncos are doing, it's just more about the Bills. The Bills are vastly the superior team. A 17, I don't even think a 17 has beat a 2 seed since this new playoff format has come in. It might have happened once if I don't recall it, but I don't recall a 17 winning. And not to mention the fact that the Bills are just vastly superior. They will pummel you on offense, and if their defense is struggling, they will pummel you even more on offense. They are an offensive-based team, and they are just excellent at it. They excel at it, and they're excellent. Moving on now to the 4:30 game on Fox on Sunday. The Green Bay Packers going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. The Packers in the midst of a collapse. The Eagles are down to their 3rd-string quarterback, but finally starting to get Jalen Hurts back. In this game, David's taking the Packers. I'm taking the Eagles. This is going to be a fun one. I have my concerns about the Packers just because is Jordan Love going to be 1,000%, or is that elbow still going to linger a little bit next week? Is Christian Watson going to play? There's fears that he suffered an ACL, and if that's it, he's done. I don't know what's going on with that entirely, if I'm being completely honest. But ultimately, I don't even think it matters. The Eagles are just a way better team construction. They have managed to beat down on teams with their 2nd string and their 3rd string quarterbacks. So I really don't think this is going to be much of a contest. It's in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the better team. Once again, that 2-7 matchup, Philadelphia is winning in my mind in a big way. All right, now moving on to the Sunday nightcap, the Washington Commanders going to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. The battle of the 2 limping teams going into the playoffs. Both of these teams have been having struggles as of late. Both of them getting wins week 18, but once again struggling down the stretch. This is going to be a fun one, but I think me and David both have the Commanders. Not that we don't think the Buccaneers can win it, we just have more faith in Jaden Daniels. We've seen more consistency out of the Commanders this year. Even though they have struggled as of late, we've seen a bit more consistency out of this team. The Buccaneers definitely have the potential to win this one big because they have the offensive prowess to do that. The question is, will they? Will they do it? And David and I both don't think that's going to happen. All right, moving on now to the Monday night ESPN game, the final wild card game, a rematch from earlier in the season. The Minnesota Vikings going to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. This one in LA, just like the game earlier in the season. LA winning that one 30-20. The Vikings have been struggling as of late as well. This will be an interesting one to see. I do think the Vikings overall are the better team, but I am taking the Rams because I have faith in my boys, especially after what we saw last week out of Minnesota. Sam Darnold really was not throwing the ball well. David taking the Vikings, though, understandable. They are the better constructed team, and it's tough to sweep a team in the season. And so I really think that this is going to be an interesting one. It could go very much either way. But once again, I do have the Rams. I think that their receiving core is starting to really take shape. Especially now you have Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. Everyone's focused on Puka and Cooper. So what do you got? You got Demarcus Robinson, who's coming up into his own right now as a nice wide receiver 3. You need to stretch the field, just like I talked in the power ranks. You got to stretch the field. Tutu Atwell. The biggest problem with the Rams is consistency, but I think that they can beat any team in the league on any given day. I just don't know if they can string 4 of those types of games in a row. But I do have the Rams winning this one. All right, well, that is about going to do it for me today. If you guys did like, don't forget to smash like and let me know down in the comments below. Who do you have winning in the wild card round? Who do you have winning the Super Bowl? I want to hear what you guys have to say. Also, you know, if you do enjoy the content, dropping a little subscribe does help us out a whole lot. We are on the grind to 50, so that would be pretty cool if we can manage that, if we can muster that. And I guess with that, I will catch you guys later. Peace out and have a good one.